We're hot.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. All right, all right, all right. Let's rock and roll. Yeah, how you doing?
Well, I hope all these buttons work tonight.
I don't know. I'm feeling a little weird about everything all of a sudden right now. What's up, Roger Rabbit?
Me too.
Man, we're just going with it. Little technique from El Filippo.
Mm-hmm. El Filippo.
Right. Where's your hat? Didn't you have a hat on when I showed up?
I tossed it over there.
Michael Jackson style. Hey, 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 Jamie. What up, Thomas Becker? My brother. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. All right, all right, all right. Let's do this. Yeah. What's up, Yahootie? What up, my bro?
Jewelatica.
Jewelatica. How you doing? Look at Rodney, the way he looked at me when I did that.
All right. Show's going to start a few seconds late just because of the automation.
Hey, it's the way my day went. Howdy, gang. My man Yehudi in the house. That sexy son of a bitch, Mike Yehudi. What up, John?
All right, here we go.
All right, here we go.
800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
Journey into the matrix of the mind. Stretch your imagination and challenge reality. Abnormal realities are beacons for the imagination. What society deems abnormal may be more real than we think. This is Abnormal Realities with your hosts, Ron Phillips and Rocky Stucci.
You know, I'm not going to lie, Ron. I honest to God, I was driving to the Pinnacle Broadcasting Studios here, and I truly believe that I may or may not have been abducted on my transportation.
That's what you said. You said you didn't remember going through the light?
I thought I drove past it. And I was like a mile before it. I don't know. It was just one of those moments. You know, you just like, I don't know, you're in a different dimension when it comes to like thought. And you're just still trying to be like, what's up? And then I came down the street. I did a U-turn. And I thought I drove too far. So I got abducted twice, folks. Hold on a second. Oh, no, I didn't get probed.
Oh, my God.
What? I just had to check.
I know.
Otherwise, everybody would have
I wasn't looking while you checked. I was just afraid.
It was a grab, dude. I mean, I did a reach around on my own ass.
Nah.
Actually, I did a rope-a-dope.
Mary Mansfield said you went through a time slip.
I think I did. I'm not even lying because it was super weird because I thought I was pretty aware. When you drive in Texas, you are aware.
You have to be aware.
Oh, you're dead.
Or you're dead.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Rocky was all excited driving in Minnesota with his Texas plates.
That's right. You know,
he was like, y'all better get out my damn way.
Yep, because when I was down here with my other plates, I was embarrassed. There's something about Texas pride. It's a real thing.
It is a real thing.
It is a super real thing, except for the people that hung out on the JFK Boulevard.
Okay, are we going to talk about that?
I'm just saying.
Let's just talk about it for a second.
Let's do it. Yes, we are, bro. All right, Ron Phillips, please fill us in. What's going on?
So in the political... Jesus, this was dumb. In the political world, there is this... Oh, my God.
Just do it, Phillips.
There is this... thing called QAnon. Most of you know about it. Apparently QAnon had made a statement or said something about sometime today JFK Jr. was going to show up on the grassy knoll at Dealey Plaza in Dallas where his dad got shot. JFK Jr.
The one that's dead.
The one that got the one JFK Jr. Who died in the plane crash.
Okay, but died in the plane crash.
He was going to show up today and make an announcement. And
he was going to be.
I saw several TikToks of people wandering around there, and then other TikTokers who were there just to make fun of the people that were there, and there were literally hundreds of people in Dealey Plaza today with their lawn chairs
They wanted to see the resurrection.
of JFK Jr.
Yeah, he was supposed to come back today.
I don't know that he ever showed up.
No, let me see. No, he never showed up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but when we talk about like people needing to like take a break, when you believe John F. Kennedy Jr. is going to be resurrected and is really still alive, I mean, we talk about some very abnormal things on this show.
Yeah, we do. That would have been a good thing to have on this
We
show.
should have went, like you said,
Yeah, we should have been there filming.
interviewing people
Tell us why you're here today.
and be super serious about it.
We need to pick a dude wearing a trucker cap with no teeth.
Yep.
That's what the news people do when they interview people.
they do. They
Yeah.
pick the most
Redneck hillbilly.
redneck. They're trying to paint a picture, right? It's a psyop thing. It really is.
Yeah.
But I actually knew a guy who went to this, and he is so convicted into the fact that JFK Jr. is still alive that you could not budge his thought process.
I agree.
Like when he told me, I saw like conviction, like in
This
his
was somebody you
eyes.
worked with, right?
He's one of my employees.
Was he there today?
Negative.
No.
Oh, he was there waiting for John F. Kennedy Jr. to resurrect. He's like, man, I ain't got no more time, but I'm taking tomorrow off. I don't care what you say. I don't care. I'm doing it because I got to be there because this is history in the making. What, bro?
Oh yeah, it was history in the making.
Yeah, with your dumbass going watching nothing.
Is he's coming back to work tomorrow?
He may still be waiting.
Okay.
Yep.
Dude, you know, people waited overnight in
Oh my
Victory
God,
Plaza there in
dude.
Dallas, the AT&T Victory Plaza. They waited overnight, camped out for this. It worries me. It does. It worries me because quite honestly, most all of those people out there leaned to the right in their
I don't think there are any progressives there.
no, I don't think so either.
No.
There were if there were, they were filming people making fun of them.
I just, man, I'm so weird. Okay, now let's veer off the political part
Yep,
of it, right?
yep.
And that really wasn't too political.
It wasn't. We did good.
We faced this thing, and we kind of talked about some things on this program with psyops.
Yeah.
Is that political?
Psychological operations?
Yeah,
I mean,
warfare, psychological warfare.
no, not really. I mean,
I truly believe when there's
all governments do it.
right
So.
Constantly, they've been doing it for decades. When there's a mysterious person that seems to really put out like life-changing messages, and they have like the truth, that's a psyop. Do you remember who was the other one before QAnon came around? It was the guy on YouTube with the mask.
He was anonymous.
Anonymous.
Yeah.
Yes, Anonymous. Nobody really knew who Anonymous was, but he always had. But nothing ever came to fruition. QAnon, nothing ever came to fruition. So these are psyops, and I believe it's to create a population of people that certain entities could use to sway the thoughts of or perception of what that group is. And we're surrounded by that all the time. And I
That the true definition, folks, of abnormal reality.
abnormal as
It is
hell.
abnormal, and unfortunately, it's a reality. Chet Davis says, sorry, boys, but I must correct this faux pas.
Oh.
Yep. There is Q,
What?
and there are Anons.
Wait, who's Q?
There is no such thing as QAnon. That's mainstream media BS.
Well, who's Q?
Who is Q? Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
I think Q is a group of people, but that's the psyop. I mean, that's the
no,
group.
those are the Anon, I think, is what he's saying.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yep. So, and I respect you, Chet. Always have. I just don't chase ghosts. Well, wait a minute. Shut up, Ron.
Did you just say that, dude? What was that flew off?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I don't chase phantoms. I need to know where my information is actually coming from.
Yeah.
I just, that's just the way I am. I've been down too many different rabbit holes in regards to psychological operations, in regards to populations of people. And I'm not going to take information from a mysterious figure that has nothing to back it up except his videos.
Yeah.
There's nothing to follow up on. It's like, oh, let's wait till the next drop. Oh, and then it's going to be like mysterious coding. And then communities of people are going to sit there and argue and fight and tear each other apart over their perception of what that secret message is. But let's wait for the next one to see if we can validate the last one. Shut up.
Some people have time for this kind of crap. Some people don't have time for it. I don't have time.
I don't know, man. I got bills to pay.
I mean, quite honestly, if it's going to happen, we'll hear about it one way or the other. We don't have to follow. I mean, look, do what you got to do.
I did tell my buddy today, though, if JFK Jr. did show up, I'd fall flat on my face, passed out. Like,
I'm not sure I'd be surprised.
What?
I'm just not.
Are you a cute guy?
No, I'm just not sure I'd be surprised. It's like an alien landing on the freaking front lawn of the White House. Would you be surprised?
That I wouldn't.
No. See, right now, I wouldn't be surprised. We've been conditioned over the years for alien visitors.
I truly believe, and you tell me what you think. I truly believe every aspect of our reality. You son of a bitch, quiet down. I truly believe every aspect of our reality is 100% manufactured.
Okay.
The way we think, the way we believe.
Well, look, and a lot of it is the way you were raised.
Yep.
Your peers around you, and their, let's go back to Texas pride, right? The reason people have the pride in Texas is because of the people you're around down here, right?
Yep.
The reason you like the Minnesota Vikings or the Dallas Cowboys or whatever your football team is because one, you were entrenched in that growing up, or you became a fan. But that's called a fanatic. That's where fan comes from. You're a fanatic about a certain item, a certain thing. And so people just get all excited about it.
No, Chet did make a comment that I've heard, and I could actually see that, and maybe they have something to protect. But he said, according to Major General Paul Value, Q was a group of intel operatives. Could be. But what was their motive?
What was the motive?
So that's the problem, is that there's never an answer. It's Chet. That's my point. There's just, I get it. I really do. And I wish some of the stuff was real, and I wish a lot of it would have came to fruition. But I just don't know. But I got a video to show everybody.
It's a cool video, actually. This kind of a off-topic thing, but not really.
This is abnormal as shit.
This
right?
is abnormal. We mentioned it on last night's show. Rocky's friend, another employee he works with,
Austin.
You remember when we were talking about sleepwalking?
Yep.
Does he take Ambien or something like that?
No, this is just a fluke thing. And then I asked him, I go, do you got psychological issues? Anything you want to tell me, to kind of justify this behavior?
Help me out with, knowing whether or not you're going to flip out on the floor.
Yep.
Yeah. So we got a video. This is his, outdoor, porch cam, if you will. So what's the story?
All right. So
his wife made mention to him.
Yeah. They got up in the morning, he was getting ready to work, and his wife was up, and she came up to him and she just asked him, why in the F? And she slapped him, I think, and he well deserved. You know what I'm saying? She asked him, why did you leave the front door open last night? And he looks at
when you came back in.
Yep. So then he looked at her and slapped her back, and he says, well, what do you mean? Right. He got up. It was at 12:52 a.m.
Let's go ahead and play it while you're talking.
Yep.
Because there's no sound to it.
This here was October 23rd at 12:52 a.m. at 35 seconds. And he just goes outside in his sleep. So what you're watching right here is Austin sleeping. He is literally sleeping. He's kind of, thinking about things, and he's rocking back and forth. And then you kind of see him. Oh, okay. He's leaning a little forward. Okay. Almost fell off the chair. No big deal. Yeah, well, good recovery there, Austin. He's out there in his socks.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he gets thirsty here.
Right there. Look at that. Look, right there. He's thinking he's drinking a beer. Let's play it again. So he's sitting there, and all of a sudden he's like, I'm thirsty, and I got a beer in my hand. But not really. It's a ghost beer. But let's take a drink of the ghost beer. Oh, he's drinking a ghost beer. Oh, and then he realized there was nothing there to swallow.
I thought he was wearing shoes. I thought the dude got up, put on shoes to go outside. But here in a minute, he stands up, and I think it's socks.
Yeah, but they're cute.
It's like his sleep pants and socks. And I don't know on October the 23rd how cold it was wherever he lives, but I'm pretty sure the night was pretty chilly.
Yeah, but if he fell on his face for some reason, I have a feeling he wouldn't have felt anything. So he looks a little wavy,
Now he's rocking his legs.
Yep.
and he gets a little agitated. So let's
He
stand
did.
up.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Get your balance
careful
there,
now.
big guy. All right, now he turns around. A little wobble to the left, a little wobble to the right. One step forward, one step back. Okay, and he's going a little backwards there, folks. All right, he's thinking about what he's going to do next.
He's like,
And-
man, I am sleepy.
Yep. And so he's like, okay, I'm a little chilly. I'm going to rub my arm real quick. Think about shit for a second. I'm going to fall back. Okay. And there he goes.
It's not funny. Yeah, it is. It's funny. But that would if I was him, that would freak me the hell out.
Yeah.
If I was his wife, that would freak me out.
So one part can I share a story?
Sure.
All right.
It is your show.
It's our show. So right before I went into treatment for my last time,
Mary says, thank God he didn't sleep in the nude.
I kind of was wishing it
It'd
was.
be
I'm
really
curious. You know, I got questions about Austin.
I got questions. He said.
Austin, love you, brother. Austin's actually a really good friend. He's got a lot of respect for him, and he was 100% okay that we shared this. That's the kind of humor this brother has. He's cool with
And
it.
it is humor, folks. It's
So right before I went into treatment, we don't deny where I come from, and I was a major chronic opioid addict, and I was taking methadone, I was taking morphine, I was OxyContin, I was taking 80 milligram tablets at a time, drinking 30-day supply of morphine in 2 days, and I was so loaded one day.
you were probably seeing shit.
Well, dude, what the doctors said about my tolerance, that's why I was in the ICU
Yeah.
for so long. But I don't remember any of this, but I got up and I went into the kitchen and I poured coffee into my cup.
Oh, you've told me this story.
Yeah, and I
Yep.
think Lisa has told it
Yep.
too. And then what I ended up doing is I put my coffee cup on the counter and then I grabbed the coffee grounds and I open the lid and I get my big spoon because I like a lot of sugar in my coffee, but I
Mhm.
don't drink sugar in my coffee anymore. And I did like 4 heaping scoops
Of
of
coffee
grounds, and I mixed it. And to everybody else, I was totally like, I was up, I was walking, I was pouring my coffee, and I'm mixing it, and I go to start drinking it. And I had coffee grounds all over my face, and I was just like, oh, this coffee is disgusting. And I put the cup down, and I went and sat down. I honestly do not remember 1 second of that. So here's my question.
Wow.
Where was I consciously?
I don't know. That's what we were talking about last
Yeah.
night. Is it's got to be a subconscious. Your body is doing things that it thinks it. What's that called? What's the word I'm looking for, folks? It's on autopilot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it freaks me out.
Well,
That,
it
you
would
know,
freak me out.
hearing
too,
a story like that freaks me out because who knows what people could do when they're in that state. You mentioned it yesterday, right? When the people take the Ambien and they actually go out and they go to drive-thrus or they go to grocery stores and they go buy food and then
Right.
they eat. And
Right.
it's scary. It's scary. And I joke about that situation, and I only joke about it because I was safe. And I had people there protecting me. But there are people that have like drank very dangerous chemicals thinking it was something else while they're in that state.
And they live alone, or look, I don't think I've ever heard a story where a sleepwalker harms anyone in their sleep, but there are people you say that drive.
They
I
drive.
haven't heard any of those stories, but it doesn't surprise me because again, your subconscious mind is taking your body on this automatic, path, and it's just weird.
This here, it says, in regards to sleepwalking, sleepwalking is an old human survival mechanism gone wrong in a new world. I don't want to get into the article, but
Yeah.
there's actually, so what I Googled was sleepwalking gone wrong. And
Somnambulists is what the term is for that. Somnambulists.
is that?
I saw that on the screen. And that's somebody that sleepwalks, I guess. And my kids, when they were young, and I think I did it or my brother did, slept walk. Maybe it was me that peed in the trash can in the pantry in the kitchen. I don't remember if it was me or my brother.
Were you drinking?
I was 6, 7 years old.
What?
Yeah, I remember. And look, is it because you're too tired? Is it because your body is just antsy? What
Well,
I'm sure there's a scientific explanation for it.
right. I peed in a laundry basket once.
Yeah.
I was at a
Or you
club
sleep-
all night and
Were you sleeping?
I was drinking.
Thomas Becker says his daughter does it occasionally.
What? Sleepwalks?
Sleepwalks. I mean, look, it's scary. especially if you're not expecting it. Remember the night terrors? Those things scare the hell out of me too when your kids have them.
Oh, sleep deprivation studies. How long do you think you could stay up?
Not very long. Me?
Yeah, what's the longest you've ever stayed up?
Probably 24, 36. I mean, 24, between 24 and 36 hours.
Okay, not bad.
I was doing some kind of marathon, something. And dude, and I'm telling you, around the 20-hour mark, I was seeing stuff.
I went 3.5 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you on something?
I was.
Mm.
It was a good
I
time.
mean, can't you die if you don't get sleep?
Yeah, brother.
You can, right?
Well, the things you could do when you're in that, because you go to a whole new psychological level. You know what I mean? It's not humanly normal for your brain not to relax and get rest. And when you push it to the max like that, it gets pretty damn wild. But anyways, what about that Orion Cube?
You ready to go
You like
there?
that transition, brother? Come on, I felt it. I got goosies.
That was the shittiest segue I've
It was
ever.
terrible.
I was going to go with your other story.
I
first.
was going to tell you that I was riding a bike off of a top of a roof into a pool. That was really cool.
You probably weren't high then.
It was spiritual.
No, let's go with the shapeshifting first because that was the story that you posted.
Well, so I'm going to ask you, did
Okay.
you read any of that?
Yeah.
Okay,
a little bit.
so time travel back to right before you read that.
Okay, where I
and
didn't know shit.
When you
Okay.
didn't know shit,
All right.
right? So when somebody brings up shape shifting to you, what is the first thing you think of?
Native Americans.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay, and
But that's because that's the only time I've ever heard of shape shifting being done. And a lot of the stories that you've told me about it, where you got that guy who sat with the red light on his face,
oh yeah, that transfiguration.
transfiguration, and
Yeah.
I confused those two.
That's Reverend John Lillick. I got those pictures.
Those pictures are wild. It's almost, well, I don't know if you could show those now or not, but so talk about shape shifting.
But read that article real quick.
All right. It says, we hear a lot about shape-shifting in current pop culture as it relates to paranormal aspects, ghost hunting, and places like Skinwalker Ranch. But there is more to it when you start looking into cultural references. Shape-shifting served many purposes, but is traditionally believed to play a role in healing and protecting indigenous communities. To give you just a little bit more information about this practice, here are 5 facts about shape-shifting from Welcome Native Spirit that you might not have heard of before, and shape-shifting's overall importance to Native American culture. So again, that's where I heard it first, was Native American culture. Number 1, shape-shifting is the transformation of a human into an animal form. Shape-shifting is a way that people can become fully in tune with their natural instincts, bonding them with an animal they most identify with. Traditionally, shapeshifters might transform into wolves, bears, or eagles in order to help heal or protect their communities. Shapeshifting not only provides benefits for individual communities, but deepens the bond between humans, nature, and wild animals, an important component of indigenous teachings, beliefs, and spirituality. Mm-hmm. So I've heard of, Native Americans, smoking the peyote,
Yep.
getting into a trance, and they shapeshift into eagle was one of them that I had heard of before, that kind of thing.
Do you believe that? No. Here's the way I look. No, I'm going to use that exact.
And is it a
reference.
physical shape-shifting, or is it a?
That's exactly where I was going to go.
Okay.
I think it's more. Now, I'm not a shape-shifting expert. I'm just going to kind of go with with some of the people I work with. Shape-shifting is the transformation of the mind, right?
Okay.
Now, there's going to be people out there that are saying, "Whoa, Stucci." There are people that believe in the physical transformation of shape-shifting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where they believe
where they
that.
physically become the animal or whatever.
And you can find videos of pretty interesting things. You just got to really sort through a whole bunch of fake ones. But in my version of shape-shifting is it's power of manifestation and shape-shifting into something more powerful, shape-shifting into an eagle, soaring like an eagle.
Yeah.
And when you are in that meditative state, you become that.
Yeah.
Right. You become that in your mind to where it's real. And so when you truly do a shape shift, or maybe you want to call it a mind shift, I don't know, a mind shape, I don't know. It's part of a spiritual journey. It's connecting yourself into something that you're not originally in the physical. Right.
Yeah.
And
I
part of
can
that
see
transformation is healing, spiritual freedom, letting go, not being afraid. Now, part of my training when I was working with a Sioux shaman, was to be brought out in the woods for 2 nights by myself with no lights. Only thing to do is drink water. You got to fast. And one thing he told me was about the elementals. Elementals, he told me that they're non-human spirits that roam the woods. And he used terms like shapeshifters.
Mm-hmm.
And he says they get angry if you become afraid. So you cannot become
Holy
afraid.
crap, that would be tough for me.
It's tough for
Because I'm a
anybody.
big puss. They'd be like, hey.
You would be too.
Yeah. Real quick, number 2, anyone can shapeshift. Traditionally, hunters might shapeshift more often than others. Elders and healers might also become more likely to shapeshift in order to protect their tribes. However, anyone who can train themselves to let their ego go and become shapeless can take on the qualities of their chosen animal. All it takes is practice, diligence, and self-awareness. And yeah, I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I think it'd be fun to learn this process and understand it a little bit better.
That's more important.
We've got 3 more things we'll talk about after the
after the break.
Yeah.
And then I had something. Oh, I got a few pictures of photos that were taken of Reverend John Lillick when he was doing the Transfiguration. And they're quite interesting.
It'll freak you out a little bit.
It kind of will freak you out a little bit because I saw it with my own eyes and I knew that there was no horseplay.
Well, when we get back, before we go to those 3, let's do that. And I want you to explain to them what you saw firsthand before you show them the picture.
I sure will.
And how all of that stuff works.
And in regards to this about the shape-shifting, it's important part of self-identity. It's important part of finding who you are, what you represent. And that's where you actually start having real spiritual experiences. So Ron Phillips, take us home, bro.
More shape-shifting after the break, folks. Stop touching me, man. Stop touching me.
Damn it.
Go to abnormalrealities.com/shop. Get your PD, abnormal PD ornament out there. You'll also hear about romikadesigns.com. Guys, we'll see you in 2 minutes. At Romika Designs, we're more than just a laser engraving and specialty design company. Much more. I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner of Romika Designs, and if you can dream it, we can probably make it. We can custom laser cut and engrave on nearly all material. Great for one-of-a-kind gifts, home decor, business and specialty items, or personalized and logo designs created just for you or your company. Allow us to become your go-to gift and specialty project partner. Romika Designs can help make your ideas a reality. We're ready to help you design and create that special gift for any occasion or engrave your personal or business logo on just about any product. View our designs at romikadesigns.com or simply email us with your ideas. We specialize in custom design and would be honored to have the opportunity to discuss it with you. Call us at 817-400-4040, email info@romikadesigns.com, or visit us on the web at romikadesigns.com.
Abnormal realities.
No, Ron,
Yes.
I love you, brother.
Okay, this is not going to be good.
So I just want to say that for the record.
Oh.
So let's talk
No.
let's talk about your experience on Saturday, because 2 reasons. It's very important for people to do this. And
What,
that is
talk about it?
No, getting
no,
a
get
camera
it.
shoved up your butthole.
Yeah.
How was
53.
the butt sex with camera?
I don't remember it at all, actually. But I don't remember the camera searching for Uranus, or my anus. Hey, dude, you know, I always, when you go in for these types of procedures, they put you to sleep, right?
I mean, you got a
It was
camera
fun.
shoved up your butthole and you don't even remember it.
No,
That is a
I
really
don't.
good deep sleep.
And quite honestly, the weird part is you don't even know you've been violated. It doesn't feel like you've been violated. Oh, they blow air straight up in your butt. You got to release that somehow. So I got that out of the way as soon as I woke up.
Abnormal realities.
I got questions, Ron.
With Ron and Rocky.
I got it done.
You got it done.
8 p.m. Eastern. Mojo 50.
Yeah. Welcome back to Abnormal Realities, folks. I am Ron Phillips. That is Rocky Stucci. And yes, I had a camera shoved all up in my anus
I got
yesterday,
questions,
Saturday.
Ron.
What questions? I mean, I don't think I answered all your questions about that. but- and it was not a fun thing. I mean, look, like I said, the prep is the worst part, but it's that cool little nap you get.
Were you stimulated?
I was not stimulated.
Were you a little bit when
I
you
was
got home?
butt naked, but I wasn't stimulated.
You got pictures?
No. Why would I have pictures?
I'm just asking.
I've got pictures of the inside of my colon.
Can I see them?
later?
Can we?
No,
see
no,
them?
they're on paper. There's no way for me to show them.
Why do you call it a colon?
That's what it is.
It's your poop chute.
Oh, whatever. All right,
It's your
so
rocket launcher.
transfiguration. It's my rocket launcher.
Well, you're in the space, right?
Yeah, I got you.
Ron is the butt master.
All right, so you have the transfiguration pictures?
I do. Now, do you want me to
Yeah, explain it
Okay, so Reverend John Lilick was a friend. I don't know how we met. I don't know how he knew me. This was when I was going through my theta phase, and I became a certified theta healer. And this guy gets a hold of me out of the blue, and he's from Maine. And he wanted to come down and spend time with me. And okay, come on down, brother. I did some research on the guy, and he's traveled the world. He's worked with African shamans. He's gone to Asian countries and worked with Buddhists. Excuse me. And so he has gone through kind of like what we do, right? We have questions and we explore and we're trying to understand and what are people's beliefs in the afterlife and the journeys and experiences and a very intriguing guy. And he was, and don't use this term wrong, but he was attracted to my energy. Right, at what I was doing at the time.
I get you.
And so he comes all the way from Maine.
I'm
for
attracted
2 weeks.
to your energy.
Dude, I'm attracted to your ass, bro. What?
Really? You went there with that?
You gave me a high five.
You
gave me
we
a
were
high
in the
five.
process of the high five before you talked about my ass.
But you still gave it to me.
Literally, I was trying to be, I'm attracted to
Dude,
your energy.
I
dude.
ain't going to lie.
What?
When you were walking up the stairs the other day and you were in front of me, I was looking. And I had music playing in the back of my head.
Jeez. Okay.
So he comes all the way from Maine and works with me for 2 weeks and teaches me to connect. And he talks about the ascended masters.
Okay.
Like there's a crew of bosses, right, in the spiritual realm. And he talks all the different levels. It was so deep and so intense. And I was addicted to hearing him talk and speak and teach. And so he did this event while he was in town, and we invited somebody like Annie Wilder from the Annie Wilder house. That's a lady who woke up in the middle of the night and a ghost had its tongue in her ear.
Yeah.
We will get her on the show sometime. And he did this for a private group of people because he doesn't do this all the time because you are allowing spirit into your body almost at an ectoplasmic state, right? So where they are manifesting through you, through your energy, and you actually see his face change. Now, mind you, when I show you these pictures, I want to be very clear. I'm a very skeptical person when it comes to these things, right? Sometimes I believe there's a sales ticket behind it. He's never did this as a entertainment pay to go, right? All the times he's done this, he has done it at his own free will in front of very special people. And right next to him, he made these things. He called them trumpets. Now, you know the cones, the orange cones?
Yes.
So basically, it was like an aluminum sheet that was wrapped that looked like a cone, right? He called it a trumpet. And he would sit it right next to him. And while he was doing this transfiguration, and I'm going to show you faces here in a second, you actually heard voices. Now, there's nothing near him in regards to audio. There is nothing near this device that could have been misconstrued or misrepresented to the ear, right? There was no manipulation here. This was real stuff. He was so connected universally and so connected spiritually that somehow these entities, both human and non-human, were completely attracted to him. And so while he was doing this process, you would hear voices, and this is what he did. He sat in a chair. He had a black curtain behind him. He always had a black curtain.
Okay.
And he had a red light on the floor. It was a straight directional light bulb, and it shot up into his face. It did not spin. It did not move side to side, because if you did that, then you're creating shadow, and then you're creating the illusion, right? He had none of that. It was a straight. What's going on?
Nothing. I just got a message. So.
You getting yelled at?
No.
Okay. This was a straight solid light into his face, and he went into a deep meditative state and allowed them in. Creepy. Now, he said nothing during this process. You heard whispers and voices coming through the trumpet while you were watching this man's face change right in front of you. It drops your jaw when you see this. So I am going to pull this up. Now, this here is the first picture. You actually see his face, and then from our view, the top left, you actually see another face on top of his face, like a separation of face. You see that, Ron?
Yeah, it kind of looks like his head is deformed somewhat.
It does look like his head is deformed.
Or that could be an alien.
Yep.
I mean, could you see the large eye there?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can actually, if you look close enough, you can actually see his whole face behind this. Now, this would be a form of ectoplasm. And now a lot of people back in the olden days, they would manipulate and make things look like ectoplasm in photography.
Right.
There's a lot of fakery going on back in the days.
Who took these photos?
This was the owner of the house, Di.
Okay.
Her name was Di, D-I. And again,
You were
folks,
there, though.
I
You
was
saw
there.
this.
I was there.
Okay.
I saw it with my own eyes. And it floored me. It was almost disturbing because no matter how much you believe in things, when you see things for real, first, the skepticism is going to overwhelm you because you're going to look for everything that's going to explain what you're seeing. And then when you cannot come up with any rational reason, you start accepting it. So this would be the second picture. Now it looks like there's hands reaching around, and you notice that his face changed. It looks like his cheeks got poofy.
He's looking down.
He's looking down. Well, it looks like he's looking down, but during the whole thing,
Was he a bald-headed guy?
Yes,
Okay.
he was.
All right.
And when he would do this, he was looking straight. I mean, his face was straight, but his eyes were closed. So the picture appears he's looking down, and it looks like there's two creepy big ass hands coming from behind him and grabbing his face. Next picture, see, and that is the position he was when he was sitting. That, I got chills right now all of a sudden. It's really weird. Now, no trickery in the photography because the person taking the pictures was not working with him. The person taking the pictures was instructed to take pictures whenever they felt necessary during this process. So she was getting these pictures, and it was a really good camera. It wasn't a slow exposure, shutter speed, any of that. It was taking.
But it was dark in the room.
It was dark in the room.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
All right.
And with a black curtain behind him and a red light on his face. All right. Now this one's really weird. So you got to really look close. I really don't know what to see here or even what to think of it, but you can see his chin, and that's about it. You might be able to see maybe like a Medusa thing going on there, maybe the eye socket right here, but something, probably more of a non-human type of thing, kind of covered his whole face.
Yeah.
So we'll go to the next one. Now, you see his face, and it is a completely different person, and his face is down, and his body is stretched. So his head would naturally be right between where you're seeing the two heads right here. His face is right here.
And you're telling me there was no lighting trickery going on? Nothing.
Over my life, I
What
wouldn't.
the hell is that?
The people that do the trickery and paranormal piss me off like no other because of the fact is they discredit the work that we're really trying to do, right?
I agree. Yeah.
But a picture like that, I don't know how you explain that. You know what I mean? Even if you had a slow shutter speed, even if you had trickery in the camera, how do you separate? That is not his face on top.
Yeah.
That is not his face. That is nothing what he looks like. It almost looks like an African-American man. And the face to the bottom left is John's face.
But it's out of place.
But it's almost in his lap.
Yeah.
Almost like where his elbow is at. So.
And he's got his hands out, right?
And he has his hands out. Yep, just like he did that the whole time.
Yeah.
Just like that. He had his hands out so he just sat there like this, and he had his eyes closed. And then
now, was he talking at all?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nope. You were listening to the voices coming through.
Oh, the trumpet.
The trumpet. Yep.
Okay.
And here it is again, another version. You can see his legs down there. You can see right in front where they had the light set up. You see the light kind of hitting his knees there.
Yeah.
And then shooting up at him. It's the same thing. It's the same face, just a different angle. So they took two pictures at two different angles and got the same effing picture.
Interesting.
And then this one here, you can kind of see the resemblance, but his body disappeared in this picture. And you see the one eye going dark. You know, it could be part of the camera, but his face looks more skeletal.
Yeah.
It doesn't look human. It looks like a skeleton face. And same thing here. Now you see his body.
But his head's small.
His head's small, and it's off shifted, like it's behind him looking over his shoulder. Now, how do you explain the dislocation of the head and moved over and shrunken?
Interesting.
Yeah. And there is another picture, side picture. This is probably from a different photographer. And you're seeing, like, I don't know how to explain that, Ron. Like his head is being pulled or it's being stretched.
Yeah.
Face, that looks like John, except John didn't have a mustache. It has an appearance, and it could be from the lighting, but it has an appearance. It has a mustache.
Kind of a goatee.
And a goatee going on. But the back end here, it was like it was being pulled off. The energy was being pulled off of his head. And that's your chakra. That's a chakra area.
Yeah.
You know, that's where the energy comes in. And there's another picture, deformed face that looks nothing like John. You notice his eyes, if you can focus in on his eyes, they almost look zombie-ish. You can see him glazed over. The nose looks more like a monster. It almost looks like one of those sea creatures, like something that you'd find as a sea creature style of a human face. Now, I think, do I got another one here? Yeah. Now, look around his head. That does not look like him at all, but you also see around his head, like this ectoplasm around his head here. And you see a pointy ear.
Right.
That does not look like him at all. So kind of a creepy thing. And I don't know.
Skull.
Yep.
First thing I saw.
Yep. So you see the skull, but you also see an eye socket here.
Yeah.
But you see the skull eyes here, the nose, the skull mouth. But then it's like you see a second thing back here. Like there's two of them. Wow, you can really see, if you focus enough, this actually looks like a real nose. And then you actually see the picture differently. So, and then this looks like an eyeball.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah. And there again, his mouth is closed, but in the picture, it looks like he's screaming in pain. And then you see all this energy or whatever you want to call this around his neck. Again, these look like more alien type of entities. You know what I mean? And I think I got, yeah, explain that.
He looks like the Phantom of the Opera.
He looks
there.
like the Phantom of the Opera. Now,
like he's wearing a mask on the left side of his face.
Yep. And I don't know for sure which one looks like him. And it looks like face separation. This looks like a whole different, I don't even know how to explain this picture. You see it in the mouth. You see it dark, like there's light coming this way and it's creating a shadow here, but there was no light coming down from that direction. And that's creepy.
What in the hell is that?
It looks like a horse.
Because it's catching whatever's in the background. Is that the light reflection from the background curtain?
There was no light reflection, so I don't know exactly how to explain that. When we went to the place in Wisconsin, the Haunted Woods, we were taking pictures and getting 3 images of the same person in different times. That was Lisa. We got those pictures. We'll send them to you. I don't know how to explain this picture. I don't know what any of this is back here. He had a black curtain behind him when he did this. And this here, it almost looks like he has like a pig snout.
Yeah.
Kind of creepy. And there again, behind it, I don't know if that's like a spiritual energy. It almost looks like something going on here. It looks like maybe a hand here. But you see his face looks different here. It looks like a different guy. It looks like a boxer or like an Irishman from the old city, New York City.
Well, I guess we should say that. Can you post these online?
I can post them.
Yeah, Rocky will post a few. For those that are listening on the radio, we apologize. We know that you can't see this, so we're doing our best to describe them. But Rocky will post these. We'll do a after the show or sometime tomorrow.
Yep.
We'll post them on our website so it gets sent out to all of our subscribers.
Yep.
So if you haven't subscribed to abnormalrealities.com, go out there and subscribe. So when Rocky does create the story for it and adds these pictures, you'll get the notification. You can go out and look at them.
Now this almost looks
freaking weird. Dude.
This looks almost like Neanderthal.
Yeah.
Or maybe like an African American man. You see a very large, wide, smushy nose, almost like a very powerful jawline, and the ears looked a little dropped back. The mouth looks a little crooked. It looks swollen in the mouth, right? That looks nothing like John. Nothing at all like John.
Steph asks, is he a shaman?
He's worked with shamans all around the world, but he never proclaimed himself to be a shaman. But he's worked with African shamans. He
Right.
traveled all the different continents of Africa and worked with all types of shamans, Native American shamans, and Eastern and Western country shamans. So he's worked with gypsies. He's worked with witches. He's worked with pagans. He's worked with just about every system or belief out there to try to understand it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know what this is.
That's not him.
No, that's not him. And yeah, so you can kind of see the
You
face
got one
there.
more there. Yeah.
Yep. See the face right there. And there's a face right there. That one's kind of creepy. Again, it looks like a different species of human.
How long was his show where he
About
did?
40 minutes.
Okay.
And it wasn't really a show.
Yeah.
I don't know what to explain of what it was. You know what I'm saying? All these are all different. They're just ectoplasm. It just completely consumes them. And there's my bird eating my mashed potatoes. Little bastard. Oh, we're back.
Yeah, I switched off of it because who the hell knows what's going to come up in your picture list?
I know. I know, bro.
Anyways, it was. Jason says it looked kind of like an ink blot test, but I mean, I can't disagree with him, but it just is kind of a weird thing. But let me go back to this story real quick. Number 3, shapeshifting occurs during dances, rituals, and other ceremonies. The process most often occurs during Native American songs, dances, hunting rituals, and other ceremonies. They might dress in feather or animal pelts to activate their instinctual animal spirit while they move. It takes special headspace to shapeshift, and people might participate in these activities when there is a special need for shapeshifting, such as a hunt, a need for protection, or a time of healing or for a community. Number 4, shapeshifting means being truly connected with our ancestors and all living things. The shapeshifter is associated with freedom, strength, and being in touch with your instincts. And finally, number 5, shapeshifting is similar to, but not the same thing as a spirit animal. While a spirit animal is an animal that presents itself to us in order to help us on our journey, shapeshifting is the process of actually having an experience that transforms us mentally from human to animal. No person is limited to just one spirit animal. You can have many spirit animals who appear to aid you on your journey at each stage of your life. So there's a website here. You can visit Welcome Native Spirits Facebook page. Welcome Native Spirits Facebook page to read more about it. Those pictures were cool, dude.
Yeah.
What's his name? John what?
John Lillick.
John
he
Lillick.
died- yeah.
Is he on the web
No,
somewhere?
he died of lung cancer probably 6-7 years ago.
But can you find anything about him on the
You
internet?
you could search him. There is probably something. That's one thing about John too that interests me, is he wasn't out to promote himself or his work. It was just a unique, different. And here's the weird part, brother.
Yeah.
When I went to Dai's house, and he was there, and we were doing studies all day, and I can't remember what we were studying that day. No bullshit. I go outside, and I'm sitting outside, and him and I were having a smoke, and 2 squirrels literally came right up to us, and one of them jumped on my leg, and it just sat there, and it was not aggressive. I froze. Shit in my pants. I just didn't know what to do. I was like, did it have rabies? And it's just weird. It just jumped up on my leg, and he's like, don't move. And he just, don't move. And the squirrel just looked at me. He looked at him, jumped, and just went away.
He just wanted to say hi.
Dude, it was truly a spiritual, this is going to sound weird, but it was a spiritual experience. It was like, I was so connected with what we were doing. I was so connected spiritually. You know, we started talking about Native Americans and spirit animals. It was like my energy or my vibration or something was different that day, to where that squirrel came up to me, and it wasn't rabbit, because that's what I thought at first, you know, because rabbit squirrels do that. It just came and jumped on my leg. I froze out of fear. I couldn't even try to swat it away if I wanted to. And it was like, it was curious. And that was the first time that I ever felt connected. You
That's
get
cool.
what I'm saying?
At
when I
least he
say
didn't jump
connected?
in your face and scratch you to death.
That would have changed the whole scenario.
So we got about 8 minutes left. Let's switch to the other story we've got tonight, called the Orion Cube, an extraterrestrial device hidden by the U.S. Can you imagine? All right. Dan Burisch a doctorate in microbiology and former worker of the secret military forces of the United States, details great puzzling information about extraterrestrials, the Orion Cube, time machine, secret government plans, and human extinction. We won't get through the whole story, but here's the majority of it. He studied microbiology and psychology at the University of Las Vegas. He received an unexpected visit in 1986 at the University of Las Vegas by the so-called, quote, secret government of the United States. Two of those men were in military uniform, offered him to work on a top secret project where he could put his talent to work at a maximum level. In 87, he began working in Nevada state government office related to prison parole. In 89, he began receiving tissue samples. Burisch examined them at another place and sent the report to the place of origin of the same. In 89, he worked on a secret project and also on the so-called Sharp Storm. He learned that the military was in possession of ships and extraterrestrial beings. In one department, there was information about beings called Orions, beings from the star system Z Reticuli. Also, a copy of the agreement made by President Eisenhower, beings called P-50 and the so-called Orions. In a place called the Bay of Galileo, Burisch saw different types of spacecraft. One of them was the ship that Bob Lazar, who made Area 51, I guess he was the,
Bob Lazar
saw.
Yeah, was one of the guys who claimed to have worked on UFOs. He's seen people
at
die.
Area 51, or what do you call it? Something 4, Section 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
Another of the ships he saw was the one that crashed in Roswell in 47. According to Burisch, we have a misguided concept of aliens. He clarifies that aliens and extraterrestrials are not the same. Aliens are beings that come from other planets, and extraterrestrials are humans from the future, and that they travel in time to solve certain problems, but they are from the Earth, as they are actually the evolution of the human being during thousands of years. They are distinguished into 4 groups, classified with the letter P, which means present time and the years that lead us in the future. For example, Roswell's P24. That is the present time plus 24,000 years in the future. Oh, what? The others are known as J-Rod P45, J-Rod P52, and P54. He says that these J-Rod suffer from a very painful illness, and he participated in this project to try to find a cure. He claimed to have taken blood samples of a female of these beings, and that for 2 years worked on this project studying the being. According to Colonel Philip J. Corso, who wrote the book The Day After Roswell, beings were made to travel in space-time. They had 2 brains, one of them to control the ships, and they did not reproduce. He also affirmed that the ship was the key to technological progress. Eisenhower once met with these extraterrestrial groups in order to avoid the obvious nuclear catastrophe. In this meeting, diplomatic discussions between civilizations were made, and an agreement was adopted to abduct human beings in order to study them, provided they did not suffer or remember anything of what happened. That kind of explains things, how it goes. Burisch worked directly under the orders of Majestic 12. One of his most important statements are those related to the Stargates. They are devices made on Earth, but with extraterrestrial technology. According to him, the information on how to make them is in the Sumerian tablets.
Yep.
You know what that is?
I sure do.
They were used to communicate with other extraplanetary civilizations. With them, you could access a wormhole. Burisch says it's not very reliable and that he saw a person die during one of the experiments. This device is also known as looking glass and was used to see probabilities of future events. They saw catastrophes. They saw that catastrophes could happen because of these stargates. According to the doctor, there are 50 stargates on Earth. Although all the stargates have apparently been dismantled, we are still in danger of extinction today.
Would you go through Stargate?
I don't know, dude. I think I probably would. I mean,
Son of a bitch, Phillips.
I'm all about that kind of stuff. You know that, though. We've talked about it. Hell, I made a post on Facebook the other day about this James Webb Space Telescope. You and I talked about it last night.
Yeah, you told me last night outside that it can literally see back in time.
Yes. I mean, the Hubble telescope can see back in time. If you look at a star outside right now, you're looking back in time. Because it takes light years for that the starlight, even our closest star is like 4 light years away.
But you're saying this can be able to see back to the beginning of time.
Well, not to the beginning. No, not to the beginning of the Big Bang or of the universe, but it can see far enough back because of the red shift, the ultraviolet shift in the light, that the redder things get, the farther away they are. And they can tell that it's moving backward, that it's moving.
Did time exist?
I.e. the universe expanding.
Right. Did time exist before the Big Bang?
I don't know. I thought time was a human.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
But what existed here before the Big Bang?
Nothingness.
But this existed, just with nothing here.
No, I don't know. You're asking me a question hoping it's rhetorical, but I don't know the answer to the question.
It's actually a real question because that's where I get kind of caught up.
I mean, look, astrophysics is always something that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
I just don't think I would have ever made it to be an astrophysicist. I could have applied maybe myself and gotten there, but
Neil deGrasse explains things
I
pretty
love
well.
Neil deGrasse Tyson because he does explain things very well, and he tries to do it in layman's terms, right?
Right.
As
That's
best
what
he
we
can.
need.
Yeah, as best he can.
I would like to ask him that question. What existed before the Big Bang? What existed? What was space?
He doesn't know the answer, but it would be cool to know that.
It would be, and he's really elegant in his questions.
Yeah.
Dude, I got something here. Do I got a quick second?
Yep, you got 2 minutes.
It said we're talking about sleep deprivation. It says right here, because of the potential health risks, the Guinness World Records no longer awards a record for the longest period of time without sleep. This wasn't the case, however, in 1964 when San Diego high schooler Randy Gardner stayed up for 11 days and 24 minutes. Doctors and sleep scientists closely monitored Gardner throughout his endeavor and reported that he experienced mood swings, suffered hallucinations, and bouts of paranoia. He also had increasing trouble remembering things and,
of course,
concentrating as time went on. Despite these obvious setbacks, Gardner still managed to win a ping pong match on day 10 and of deprivation. Fortunately, Gardner is said to have fully recovered from his record-breaking sleep experiment. 11 days. And 24 minutes.
Dude, I can't go 2 days without just falling over. But I'm fat, out of shape. Yeah, so that's what happens.
Wow, bro, that's
dude. I get cranky when it gets like 10 p.m. That's my bedtime. I get cranky. Got to run my daughter out of my room because her and Misty are laying on the bed watching movies. I'm like, get out.
Oh. Damn, brother. He said, I need to go to sleep.
I'm
going on the damn couch, folks. Abnormalrealities.com. Get on over there, abnormalrealities.com. Don't forget to subscribe. We do not spam. We just keep people up to date, and we will be sending all the information in regards to the Haunted Hill House event. That is going to be December 12th. It is going to be an all-night stream. We're going to be there. It's going to be a good time. And, of course, RealMikaDesigns.com, WayfinderLures.com. But RealMikaDesigns.com. Ron Phillips, take us home.
You said it all already. I don't have anything to take us home to. I don't have anything else. Guys, join us tomorrow night. We've got new stuff coming up. We've also got some guests coming up that we've got already set up on the calendar. We're looking forward to it. Appreciate you guys hanging with us tonight. AbnormalRealities.com. Go subscribe so you can get this story. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow night.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home entertaining, and compelling